I send it through Zoom. I don't think there's any way for me to do that.
Oh.
There probably is. There probably is a very easy way to do it. Here we go. We're almost to the live stream. It's redirecting me. I'm seeing, looks like a video is coming up. And look at that. Bam, we're live. And here I am
Great.
holding the old dog clicker.
I feel bad always whenever we go live. I know the first thing people see is me looking down at my phone, getting YouTube ready. So
Right.
the next time we go live, I'm committing to myself that I'm just going to be right there present because I'll already have everything opened up. Oh, Janet, no, no, no.
I'm
That's
hearing
my phone.
sound. Is that your
Yeah,
phone?
that was my phone.
What's up, chat? I love it that so many people just
Hey,
pop right
y'all.
on here. You guys are the
I
best.
know.
You know how
This is our YouTube
depressing it would be
fam.
for us to pop in here to hang out with you guys and for you to not be here or talking to us?
Yeah.
Welcome to today's episode of True Crime Live. I'm gonna try to through my phone why we welcome everybody in, guys. Listen, I know what you're thinking. There's a better way to do this, and you're probably right. I'm not saying we're going to, but just to acknowledge we are aware that this cannot be the best way to
It's
do
the
this.
first step and maybe the only step. The first and only step is us acknowledging we could do this better.
Right.
Oh, boy.
What I'm trying to do is get a link to share so I can post this, copy link, look at that, and then zip on over to some socias. Somebody
Great.
soch.
Soch me. Soch me.
Soch you? Want me to soch you on the tweets, on Tweet Street?
Yeah, soch me on the tweets, and
Okay.
I will retweet.
Speaking of
Okay.
rolling R's, I had last night, on once a week I host a poker game here.
Oh, sure, with your papa.
Yeah, myself and Popsy and several other 70-plus-year-old men.
It makes you feel so young. You know that
I
makes you
do.
feel so young.
I do. I said something, and this is something I shouldn't say publicly because it should be embarrassing, but I'm not going to give you the full story, but there was a moment last night where everyone looked at me in amazement, and I said to them, "You fuckers are all so jealous because you haven't been able to trust a fart like that in 20 years."
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And I maintain, while embarrassing to say something like that,
I hate to
maybe
say that's a
publicly,
great line, but that is a great line.
that is one of
But
the
it's
best
awful,
lines
but it's
I've
great.
ever had. It's funny on several levels.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I was doing the tweet street.
oof.
Here we go. I'm gonna tag at JV here and this will only be just a matter of moments.
Great.
Uh,
I
before we
can't
do
believe
this.
that line. That's just great. That's like a line that like Tom Arnold says in like a funny movie.
Yeah, it came to me. Well, and what was funny was there were literally. I went looking at the chat. They were all just like, it wasn't just like, wow, that was something crazy. They were all literally just like, how did you do that? God damn. For some reason
Oh
on Twitter,
God.
when I'm trying to tag you, it's not like bringing up anybody.
How can that
Really?
be?
I don't know. Like I'm like in the search thing, like search for you're looking
Yeah.
for, and I put like Janet, and it is appearing as though you can't see.
There's
See that?
zero Janets.
As there's not a Janet in the history in the
Well,
world of
do you know
Twitter.
my last name? It starts with a I'll tell you. V
V, okay.
A
V A, okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
R
So R. I'm with you so far.
R.
A couple of R's. There's the problem right there. Varney, don't you have a famous father?
Yeah. Everyone wishes that Jim Varney were my dad.
Yeah.
My
Some
dad's
people do.
very famous in a tiny, tiny cross section of people who love ghost towns and mining camps and history of the West.
What?
My real dad.
that
Mm-hmm.
that is his
Yeah, my dad writes books about ghost towns and mining camps and like the history of like kind of gold rush towns and stuff in
nonfiction.
the Western United States. Mm-hmm.
Nonfiction. That's
Did
nice.
anybody know that? Did anybody in this chat know that?
I know that you had parents or parent who were some sort of
My dad was also
English
a high school English
teachers.
teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he got bit by some enthusiasm for because there's a ton of really cool ghost towns in
Thought you were going to say
Arizona
rattlesnake. I
and
just
New
want you to know I
Mexico.
was sure the next word out of your mouth was going to be rattlesnake when you said he got bit by.
I should have. I should have said that. He got bit by the rattlesnake of enthusiasm
Um,
for
regarding the
ghost towns.
sharing and the tweet
I'll
street,
show
I
you.
gave up and I tweeted it. So you're just gonna have to go to the Bob Ruff Twitter and just retweet it or something because it won't let me
That's
tag anybody.
weird and annoying.
Yeah, it could be that my technical difficulties. It could be my phone. I don't know. I'm over here on the old Truth and Justice fan page. I'm gonna put it there, and that's as far as I'm going with it today. You know
Great.
what? This is on you, people. Find the fucking
I don't know
podcast.
why you couldn't tag me. That's so weird.
I couldn't tag anyone. It wouldn't let me tag anyone. All right, now let me get into this live chat.
Great, great, great,
Hello.
great, great, great. Now
Oh,
I'm doing that.
I'm scrolling back up, but I did see somebody say that I look great, and I want to make sure I refine that comment.
Good job.
Hey, everybody. I think it was the first to like, Kathleen McInnes was the first to like the video. Look, guys,
Wait, you tweeted this just now?
yeah, from Bob Ruff Truth, from my personal
Oh,
Twitter.
it's not showing up yet.
Okay, maybe my Twitter. Maybe because I didn't pay for that blue check. They took
Not
my
like
check
I did.
away, and now they have fucked on me,
Huh.
and I can't have it. But yeah, guys, like the video. That's a huge thing. It costs you nothing. Close out the live chat, like the video. If you're watching on a smart TV, you can hit more actions, more options. Hit like, you know what? Hit dislike. Either one. It doesn't really matter. But it just helps people find us. Why am I getting notifications of these lives, but not for the Wednesday follow-up live? I do not know, Capri. I don't know because we do them the exact same way and on the same channel. So I don't know.
Wait, you're telling me that you just did that on Twitter? It is not showing up at all.
Huh. Well, fuck me, I guess. I'm done.
That's not your fault. In that case, that is not your fault.
Yeah, I'm done.
That's very strange.
Mm-hmm. Chris, that's a great thing to say. Kelsey says, to be honest, I'd tune in just to listen to you pair mess about. Chris,
and that's so far all you've gotten, just about.
Yeah.
Just about all you've gotten.
I love the sentiment. I have concerns that you think that this is something other than that, because precisely
exactly
what this is. Gonna get spoiled seeing you guys every day, most days. We were just talking about this. It's Janet, how did you describe how every activity you've had to do this week has gone?
Like this. Oh, okay. What's the next? What do I got? Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Yeah. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Yeah,
okay.
It's been a little crazy.
What's happening?
So we're gonna with these, and you guys seem to be liking them, so we're gonna keep doing them. That is the whole thing. If you guys like it, we'll do it. Probably won't be because we already do a live stream on Wednesdays for Truth and Justice. So it's not gonna be like if we're looking at it trying to bookend maybe the week, like coming with a Monday morning live stream and like a Thursday or Friday live stream. And of course, if anything's breaking, we'll come on live. And now that we've established this, we'll come all the time. But at least for me, through the end of this month, is I picked a time to do this when my daughter, who I love more than life itself, she's my favorite child. I don't care for the other ones.
Okay.
It's only
I think you've made that clear.
Yeah. No, but God damn it, my daughter is she plays varsity softball. She is very good. She's their starting pitcher, and she is a blast to watch. Those girls are great to watch. They start their games at 4:15 in the afternoon, which is an absolute nightmare for me, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't stop work at 3:30 in the afternoon, which is the time I have to stop work to go see her games. And like this week, 3 games, 3 double headers that they've had this week. So there's a lot going on. I'm trying to balance, work and that stuff. But Josh says, Janet looking beautiful as always, and Bob looking like he has a good day at the gym. That's my gym for sure. This is my gym clothes.
Svelte.
I want to point out that this shirt is one of my favorite shirts. I can tell you exactly when I bought this shirt. I bought this Under Armour.
I buy those shirts for Brandon all the time. We have a million of those. What are they? Under Armour?
Yeah, I buy them once. I buy them once in 2005 and wear them at least once a week from 2005 to this shirt is 18 years old.
Isn't it? Is it just a t-shirt?
No,
it's a long sleever.
It's a long sleeve, but it's like one of like the heat gear that's supposed to like or whatever. It's just but it's just super old. And every single time
is there something on it?
Yeah, there's paint. That's paint.
Okay. Okay.
So here's some paint drops. Those are What's that
We're
called?
all really, that's not bird shit.
That was from painting our kitchen 2 houses ago. I recognize that
Oh,
shade of
oh, see,
gray
that's
there.
nice. That's just memento.
This right here, I don't know if you can see this, but this right here is a burn hole from back
Oh,
many years ago when I used to smoke cigarettes, and I got a
reminder
little ash right
to
there.
not
Yeah.
smoke
Don't
again.
smoke, burns
Reminder to not
holes
paint a house again.
in your shirt. Yeah, the paint's all over the place, the Under Armour logo, but it's so cool. And then the arm, the holes in the arm, you can't really
Uh-huh.
you can't see it on there. That's from wearing this shirt while lighting my grill on a number of occasions. I used what's called I have a big green egg, not to brag.
Oh, I know you got a big green
Uh,
egg. Yep.
you have one too?
No, but my father-in-law has one. I say my
No.
father-in-law like I'm legally married. I'm not, but I 100% consider him my father-in-law.
So you're almost father-in-law because you and
Hmm.
Brandon, let's be clear, are living in sin.
Very much so. Although we
Yeah.
have not consummated our relationship,
Of
so
course not. Of course not. You would
we
never
live side by side as roommates in love.
Yeah. But with the egg, I use it's called a Luft lighter to light it. So there's no lighter fluid. No, it's just this thing that pumps really high. Like gets like 1,200 degrees. It looks like a big like
Oh,
lightsaber.
this
And then
I'm not sure if I've heard of.
oh yeah, you put
Cool.
the lump charcoal or the chunk charcoal in there. The
Wait,
end
so
of
are
it
you saying it basically just becomes almost like a hot poker?
kind of, but it's like a cylinder, but this big around and
Uh-huh.
like this, and the end of it gets real hot, like 1,200 degrees, like it's like electric, so it like
Uh-huh.
glowing hot, and then the outside has like a fan that pumps that hot air into it. So you like stick it in on the coals, you touch it to the coals until the coals start to turn orange and spark, and then you
Okay.
pull it back a little bit, and it blows on it, and it just lights the.
So it's like a wizard's wand.
It's a wizard's wand, yeah,
Great.
but it creates a lot of sparks, and they get on the old sleeves.
Which
Uh,
that doesn't sound safer than just using one of the other things since you're still burning holes in your
I don't
clothes. So
remember why I
it's not
started
about
using it.
safety.
Yeah, I don't remember
Because
why.
you're a wizard.
Yeah,
You
I'm a
started
wizard.
using it because you're a wizard. I'll tell you what I feel like. Okay, everyone says that you are quieter than I am, which
That's probably true
you want to turn
because
yourself up or you want me to turn myself
how's
down?
that? Is this getting better, 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 better,
Uh-oh,
better?
that sounds louder to me.
Is it sound? Tell me when it's the way you want it.
Well, the
How
way
about
I
now?
want it is of no concern to me. I want it the way the listeners and
Well, but was
watchers
I
want
sounding
it.
kind of quiet to you too?
Not really, but again, that's
Okay.
neither here nor there.
Well, as long as you're hearing me louder, that means they should be hearing me louder. So hopefully that
Yes,
comes
that
out
is
together.
definitely true. I do feel, and I did not expect to say this, I do feel the absence of the dance, whether it's to silence or to the music. I think it might be a good stretch for me.
There it is. Welcome into True Crime Live. Yeah, that really did make my days.
I'm telling you, it's a mood booster. It's a mood booster. Now,
It is. I
my
hope
shirt.
everybody in the chat.
Yeah. I hope everyone is doing it at home. Our
Yeah,
patented move
that's what I
of
think.
a person sitting at a desk. I'm wearing my mom's shirt in honor of and memory of my mom. I
Oh.
always loved this shirt when I was a kid, and I can't remember where she got it, but it's one of her she got it during one of her travels. And then I'm wearing a little pearl necklace of my mom's. It's just a little pearl on a gold chain.
Is this an
then a
anniversary
necklace for me.
of
Nope.
of your just the day you
No,
decided
but
to wear that stuff?
usually when I dream about her, the next day I'm like, all right, Mom, I will wear something of yours.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, because I dream about her fairly often. Sometimes I'll just dream about her almost every night, and then sometimes more time will go by, and I've been dreaming about her lately,
and
so
she
I've been trying
passed.
to wear her
It
stuff.
was within the last couple of years, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was
In
recent.
February of 21.
21. That's right. Because
Yeah.
I remember us having sitting at a Mexican restaurant having a deep, heartfelt conversation. One of the many times you have made me cry in public spaces when we poured our
Yeah.
souls out to each other.
Yeah.
Michelle W.
That was
thank you
before
so
we
much
went
for
and
the
met
super chat.
everybody in
was.
Palm Springs.
Yeah, and we had to go to that restaurant because it's so hard to turn around on 111.
That's right. Oh my God, that's true.
That's exactly
Oh my
true.
God, that's totally true.
Right.
I
We wanted
never
to go to a
made that
place on the other side of the
connection.
road, but it was too much of a pain in the ass to get over there.
That's amazing. What a beautiful anecdote to prove a point. That is exactly right. Holy shit. That's really funny. Yeah, so if we were accused of something, they would be like, there's got to be significance to them going to that exact Mexican restaurant. We need to find out what it is.
It was literally like a
this is
country
hard to
club
turn
in
around.
111. It was like right there. I want to point out
Oh, it's so true.
Lilius. Lilius, thank you so
Michelle,
much for the
thank you,
super chat.
Michelle.
She
Lilius, you know we
she
love yous.
yeah, she's got to go. So I wanted to point it out
Oh,
that she said she's only here for a few
oh,
minutes.
that's so nice.
Here's a little dough she sent us. Thank you so much, Lilius. And Michelle, thank you so much.
Oh, your first Mother's Day as a mother. Yeah, I guess we won't talk to people before Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day, everyone. That's
Oh,
why I'm wearing
Lilius,
it. I
Mother's
was like,
Day.
yeah, it must have been in my unconscious, or my mom was like, wear something for Mother's Day for everyone.
Do you know how many, speaking of Mother's Day, it connects, trust me, eventually.
I'm ready.
Because of how many of those necklaces with the ring to hang your glasses. I sold 5 of
Oh,
those last night.
Viola's glasses? Thanks for the
Yeah,
opportunity. Now, I never
Auntie
had children,
Viola.
but I would have loved to have had children. I consider myself an honorary grandmother to many of my friends' kids and grandkids.
Just
Now,
pull the
what were you
string and
saying
she
about
just
the
goes.
glasses, necklace, Bob?
So I was wearing them at the poker game last night,
Right?
um, because
Ooh,
I
I bet
was
you're the envy of.
yeah. With those old fogies. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and especially because, as you know, all the different glasses, I didn't know which ones to wear. These are my progressives. I can't wear them when I'm playing cards because the angle of the card table is in the wrong spot, so
Oh,
like everything's
no.
blurry. But I do need
Oh,
to be able to see my
no.
phone,
We
so I
gotta
usually
get you
just
some poker glasses.
oh yeah, so I have my readers that I just clip on my shirt. So last night I had the readers hanging on my 5 out of the other 6 guys ordered on Amazon while we were
Oh,
playing there.
amazing. Teresa, I hope you bought stock in the glasses necklace
Yeah, yeah.
because you deserve to be making a percentage of this. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Great.
Bob's
Oh, thank
glasses
you,
will never not
Lauren.
be funny. Yeah. So yeah, and as a matter of fact, I got one for my mother because my dad was my fucking father, goddamn Popsy, refuses to pay for Amazon Prime
Okay.
because that's ridiculous, $100 a year or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But orders from Amazon all the time.
So would
But
be saving money. Would be saving
for
money
sure.
in the long term
But so
if
what
he,
he
yeah.
does is he's like, Bobby, order me one of those and I'll
Oh,
pay
yeah.
you for it. I'm like, order your fucking.
Yeah.
Well, that'll cost me $9 in shipping if I order. Every time, every time.
That's very
But
funny.
he had told me that he was like, get one because your mom and I are going to Vegas and she has to carry her sunglasses all the time. She would love that. And I was like, nay, I will order it, but not for you. That will be a Mother's Day gift from moi, Viola.
Oh,
Yeah, see what I did there?
Viola.
Yeah, Viola.
Well, I want you to wish your dad a wonderful Mother's Day from me, Viola. I like to spread the Mother's Day love around. Doesn't just have to be for women and mothers.
Right, could be. I had the weird. Speaking of that, a couple years ago, my brother's ex, who was kind of a tumultuous thing when they split up, I hadn't spoken to her in
That's weird because your
forever.
brother usually makes smart decisions.
Always, he's never made a bad decision in the last hour, probably. But
Whew.
it was on Mother's Day. Somehow we ended up, Becky and I and Bella ended up at like our local Wings, etc., our local Wings place here on Mother's. I don't know how or why we were there, but we get there and we see her and her kids, who were my like nephews for, niece and nephew for a long time. Um, much like you and Brandon, they were living in sin and were never really married.
Uh-huh.
So of course I refused to acknowledge them.
Understood
Yeah,
and approved.
keep my temple clean.
Good for you.
That doesn't fit.
No, it dirties you up to
Yeah.
engage with people who
That's
aren't
exactly
married.
right. That's
Yeah,
exactly right. How can I come and talk to these nice people when I've been associating
you
with
couldn't.
sinners? They
You
probably
simply couldn't.
consummated. I can almost be certain they consummated over the
Yeah.
13 years.
I'm glad
Any
I'm glad that you can't be certain because that would mean you were there or saw footage.
There's video.
It's for the best.
You would know this because you and Brandon aren't married, but some people when they're smushing,
What? Hugging?
they use video cameras hugging. Yeah,
When they hug?
when they hug. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I'm looking over here at them, and I'm like, oh, that's. I'm like, hey, and I just wave because I didn't break up with her. Like I don't fucking.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. I don't even know why she's fucking mad at me. She hasn't talked to me in months. And apparently she was hammered.
Oh.
And when they were leaving, my niece and nephew came over and both gave me a hug and said, "Hey, Uncle Bobby, it's good to see you. Been a little while." And then she came up and gave Becky a hug, and then came over and gave me a hug, a vodka-filled hug.
Oh,
And
sure.
like I felt it, and she hugged me, and she's like, "Happy Mother's Day, Bob," and then left. And to this day is the most confusing thing that first of all, she didn't tell Becky Happy Mother's Day. She
Super
hugged
weird. Maybe
me,
she thinks you're a mother effer. You know what I mean?
whispered almost seductively in my ear, "Happy Mother's Day, Bob."
Super creepy.
Kissed me on the cheek
Oh,
and left.
oh,
That's my
what a little
Mother's Day
pixie
story.
spirit.
Yep.
What
Yep.
a little pixie spirit. Okay, wait, is it okay? So it's 8:28.
Oh, whoops.
Thanks for asking how the Platonic premiere was last night. I did not go to the after party because of this. So I actually didn't talk to anyone because you get there and you just get pushed through the super uncomfortable red carpet where people are all standing and a bunch of different photographers like, Janet, over here. Janet, look right over here. Janet, over here. Don't look so stupid. Janet, smile. Janet, look over your shoulder.
I want to know who told you not to look.
Janet,
was it Brandon?
Janet, is it Janet? I don't know who you are. You're not Rose Byrne or Seth Rogen. Janet, and okay, and Janet, we need you to move on now because Seth Rogen is nearby. It is the most excruciating experience, and then went in and watched the show. I can highly recommend the show. I'm not in the first couple of episodes. It's so funny. It's so good. I loved it. I was so excited. You never know. You just never know until you see stuff.
I mean, I say that as like I've been in the industry for years, but I had the one experience of creating
you just don't
an
know.
entire
You
show.
know. You have no idea. You have no idea what it's going to be like.
We filmed 150 hours of footage, and they're going to cut that into 4 hours. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. It's So but anyway, great. And then they were like, oh, and then one of the guys, they assign you like a PR person. Apple assigned a PR person for every, so he's like waiting for me after the show. He's like, okay, I'm going to take you back to your car service, and they're going to go ahead and take you to the after party. And I was like, sounds good. And then two of my agents were there, and they're like, all right, so we'll see you at the after party. And I was like, you know you will. And then I got into the car and texted my agent and said, I'm being taken home. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm not going. Clear here for everyone that you were going to go to an after party.
I was never really going to go, probably, but yeah.
With Seth Rogen.
I mean, I'm not like close friends with Seth, so.
But you were, but
I would have gone if I didn't have to get up this morning.
After party sounds terrible and everything, and I would be, but it'd be like, well, maybe this is a chance for me to get a little, have a little chitty chat with Seth Rogen. And I'm not, I mean, you know me well, like I'm not like starstruck by anybody like that, but he just seems like one of those guys, not from his films because he's hilarious in his films, but just when I've seen him interviewed, I always like a contrast of somebody, which is, this is what acting is, right? This is like a good actor. Like I hate it when I see an actor who's a character on a show and then I see them interviewed and they're that same person.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, so you're not really acting. But like Seth Rogen, like, you know, he seems like such a dumbass in his shows. And you see him, and like he's very intelligent. He's extremely talented. Yeah. That's why like I'm going to take Becky tomorrow night to see Charlie Day's new show. Love Charlie Day too, because he plays such a goof on It's Always Sunny, and he's such a brilliant guy. Like it's
for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. But the show's good, and it premieres 19th,
24th.
24th.
So close. So close.
I knew it wasn't tomorrow. That's what I knew.
That's a plus.
Yeah. Had you gone to that after party, Nick Bowman says, we could have had Seth Rogen on the live today.
Boy, instead, I'll tell you what. I never, the more famous someone is, whether I'm like, if I'm working with them or they're somewhere, the less likely it is I'll talk to them. And so I totally just like gave Seth his space because he was working a ton while we were shooting. He would just go into his trailer or like be off in a corner on his computer because he produces so much stuff.
Right.
And so his assistant would come over and they would just be like whispering and like getting stuff done and like figuring stuff out. I don't even know what it was. Rose was able to just kind of hang out more.
Yeah.
And so we definitely talked comedy for some of the time that I shot with him, but I am so I'm so hands off. And so even at a party, in my mind, I'm like, oh, the people that everyone wants to talk to the most are, because I have some other friends who are on the show that I can talk to and stuff. And the people that everyone wants to be in front of are the two most famous stars of the show. And so I would totally avoid them. Like, unless they came to me, I would never, ever say anything. Because I'd be like, I don't want to overwhelm them.
That'd have been like, you believe these assholes all want to talk to us?
Yeah.
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 Get that in there. I do want to make sure, because the super chat we got from Michelle had a cat on it.
Uh-oh.
So
That could mean kitten update request.
yeah, and I made a new video just for you guys. And listen, I loaded it up on the screen so everybody can see it good. So Michelle, somebody remind me to show you guys the update on the kitten video. I can't do it right this second because I just sent a message to our celebrity drop-in to drop in. And so
Which
I
we
don't
do
want to
have
be
one.
in the
Yeah.
middle of
Yes.
the cat video when this person drops in.
Okay. All right.
Fair
enough.
Big surprise. It's Seth Rogen.
God, what if it were?
Yeah, it's Seth Rogen.
That'd be great.
I think fair is fair, and Monday you should be responsible for the celebrity drop-in.
I'm just telling you, anybody I ask, everyone's going to be like, I don't know who this is. But
listen, I had my friend Josh on as a celebrity.
Josh Hallmark, he's a huge celebrity in true crime.
Well, sure,
in my opinion.
Yeah, but you have friends that are right. Are you telling me that you don't have any friends that will do this?
No, I do, but you need to. But I do. But also remember, if it's 8 o'clock in the morning my time, it's not 11 o'clock in the morning my time.
Let's do it later on Monday.
We might have to, but I gotta look at my Monday schedule. But yeah, okay, yeah, I gotta figure that out.
Okay, I don't know how long this person's going to take to get on. They're not the best at replying to text. I gave them a heads up. They're aware. They're in. Because we actually have a true crime story that I want to talk about today that I meant to bring up in the first 30 minutes of this conversation and didn't get to it. But this person is very well versed in it, so we'll let them talk about it. In the meantime, I'm gonna let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this.
Okay, great.
We're gonna do.
Show me.
Desktop 2. We're gonna. So, can you guys see now my screen? Do you see my screen?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, here we go. Here is this is from not 35 minutes ago.
Okay, please let me not just see
are.
a carcass. Oh, wait, who's off to the left there? Is that someone?
No, I don't think so.
That's just
So I count.
Okay.
There's the gray one here. There's a black one that's climbing, and there's at least one. I think.
Cute.
I need your.
Is
your
Mama
input,
in
audience.
there, or is Mama?
No, I
Okay.
fed Mama and she came out, which allowed me to do this. So let's try and count here.
What a terrifying space, except for the kittens.
Right. So you got. I think we're pretty clear. We got 1, 2 here, right?
Oh, look at those little almost conceums.
There's 1, 2. I don't know if what I'm seeing over here is that another, or is that part of one of these?
And
is this one cat rolled up in a ball that they're crawling?
Seems like there's 2 over there.
Yeah, I think we got a grayish one here.
Or is that Mom? Why it looks like
Mom is not out. She
really isn't there. Okay, it almost looked like maybe they were drinking.
Wait, who's this? Who's this? Our celebrity drop-in. We're doing kitten talk, and we got celebrity drop-in. Let me
get those cats out of there.
Yeah, let me stop my screen share. Come back.
Look
at this. It's the one and only Nic Edwards from True Crime Garage. Are you kidding me?
Holy shit!
Hey guys,
what's up?
I'm
Nick?
in the middle of doing Bill Huffman's show. Who killed?
Are you in the middle of another show right now?
Yeah, let me take off the headphones.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is weird, right? But
wow.
So
okay, yeah, this is
Bob
good.
Ruff.
Nice
What's
double
the name
booking.
of your show, Bob?
This is True Crime Live. True Crime Live on YouTube.
All right. Well, and I'm doing Who Killed with Bill Huffman.
Okay.
Right. Oh, so
he must be thrilled this
colliding.
is happening. Hey, Bill. Who else? There's 2 people there. Does he have a co-host? What else is going on there?
No, you're seeing a picture of me on the screen.
That's you. I was gonna say that guy looks just like you.
Yeah, he's cloned me, and he's gonna have a co-host to tag along.
That's awesome. Well, we'll be brief. The audience here in the live chat is happy to see it. Probably Prissy Pants says she was just listening to you guys. Feel free to super chat in any questions. Nick, I got 2 things that I need to pick your brain about.
Also,
okay.
Hi Nick, I'm Janet. We've never met.
Also, this is Janet Varney. She's from television.
Okay.
But I digress. Let's go.
So I was just going to talk about, and well, here's the thing, Nick. I always have a plan, and the plan always goes terribly. The plan was to talk about this case, but you just covered this case not a couple of days ago, and I just lost my screen that had my note on it. Where is that? The Ronnie
The Lauria
Busick.
Bible, yeah, the Lauria Bible and Ashley Freeman case. That's what Bill and I were just talking about as well.
Is it? Dude, this is
Yeah.
a crazy. I listened to your guys' episode about this. It was, what was it, like 2019, 2020? You did a couple.
Yeah, 2017 we did an episode on it, and then we did a follow-up in 2020 when Ronnie Busick was arrested and admitted to his involvement in 4 homicides. And now, 3 years later, on May 19th, they're going to let him out.
That's so crazy.
Not even 3 years, because it was like July,
What
right,
the
when he was
fuck?
convicted.
Yeah, so I mean, he kills 4 people. He's involved in the murders of 4 people, and the crimes, the horrificness of the crimes go well beyond just 4 murders. But he does 5 years for 4 murders because they gave him credit for the 2 years that he was in jail leading up to the trial. So he didn't even get 2 years per murder victim.
How
He
is that possible?
because they had very little on him. They had to make a deal with the devil. The families and the community was told that he would get 15 years in prison and he would get 5 years probation. What ended up happening was that 15 years got reduced to 10, and now it's been reduced to 5 because of good behavior. Amazing how 5 years of good behavior when you're locked up and can't hurt anybody trumps all of the bad behavior that you did to land your ass there in the first place. And so it's disgusting. We're told by leaders in Oklahoma that he's no longer a threat because he's 71 and he's in poor health. Yeah. Why don't you ask the people that he's going to live next door to if they think he's a threat or not? Because it doesn't matter what some politician tells us that lives in a gated community or has security around the clock in the best healthcare. What they think is a threat. That is very typical NIMBY behavior, not in my backyard, right? It's okay as long as it's not in my backyard. And I'm worried, and Bill and I were just discussing this. I'm worried that the concern is that he's in poor health and maybe the state doesn't want to pay for his medical expenses anymore. So now they're gonna release him to the public. Oh, it's the public's problem. And now you have these families who were lied to. He didn't serve 15 years. He got 10, and he didn't even serve 10 years. And in Ohio, thankfully, one thing that we got going for us here in Ohio is we do let you out for good behavior, but you're typically, if you're a violent criminal, you're going to serve 80% of your sentence.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 5 years. He got 50% of his sentence. And now he's going to be out. He's going to be free. And I don't believe for a second that he's not a threat. Keep in mind, he committed these murders and these horrible crimes with other individuals that he had committed criminal activity with leading up to these murders. And who's to say what bad dudes that he knows and of relationships that he's held with horrible people throughout his life that he still knows that are still in the area. So as long as he's breathing and talking, this dude is a threat. And let's take it a step further. Part of his deal was to lead law enforcement to the remains of these 2 16-year-old girls. Teenage children were tortured and killed by this guy and his friends. And he's going to be released, and he never led them to where their bodies are. Now, supposedly, as the story goes, he either does not know because he wasn't present when the bodies were disposed of, or he's had some kind of he does have some documented memory issues because he spent so much of his life on drugs. Him and his friends were manufacturing and selling methamphetamines, and so he has some kind of brain damage from that time in his life. But
did he ever serve time for that?
That's a good question. He may have at some point, but
what a mess.
It is. It's an absolute mess. And I know that the community is devastated. And so what we're hoping, and we don't live in Oklahoma, so our hands are tied a little bit, but what we're hoping is to bring awareness to this. This should be not a podcast story. This should be a national news story, because it's a huge problem for the whole state of Oklahoma that you can't, that people are accessories to murder. People are involved in murders, torture, rape of children, abduction of children, and they don't even serve 5.5, 6 years, 10 years, 20 years. A 5-year sentence in your state of Oklahoma for this type of activity is an outrage. And there's nothing that's going to stop Ronnie Busick from getting out May 19th of this year, just here in 8 days. But what we're hoping is if we bring enough awareness to this and put a spotlight on this now, that we can change things in the future for Oklahoma and for other states that are not making these criminals, these violent offenders, serve 85% of their sentence.
Yeah, listen, and let's be clear. I've never understood this case from back at the beginning of how, they had to make a deal with him because they didn't have evidence. He fucking confessed. He confessed.
They know he did it. Yeah.
Yeah, they know he did it. He confessed to doing it, and who else he did it with, which the other two people have already passed away. And then they cut him this deal, and it's similar to the Pinyon Pines case. The two parents are shot and killed, and the house burned down with them in it. The two 16-year-old girls were, one who lived there and one was her friend, were then kidnapped, abducted, and raped and tortured, and that information came out from like Polaroid photos they took and stuff like that. All this stuff happens, and the fact that they're making a deal with this guy, I get it. That's how the system works. They're gonna, and I hate that about the system, but they're gonna deal. But a deal should be 50 years, not 10. First of all, 15 wasn't even enough. They cut it down to 10 with the agreement that in exchange for the reduced sentence, that he'll find that he'll show him where the bodies are. Doesn't do it, and less than 3 years after his conviction, he's walking free. And by the way, to put that in perspective, not far from this, it's this is in Oklahoma, but in East Texas, which is right down the road. Kenny Snow, one of our cases, was convicted of robbing a man, which he was wrongfully accused of, but nonetheless, he was convicted of robbing a man for $1,000 and got a 40-year prison sentence for it.
Yeah. It's so inconsistent. If you look at it from the outside, if you were like, you were an alien and you came down, you'd be like, well, this doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I can't make any sense of any of this. It's so bananas.
And I apologize for the weird camera angle. I'm holding the.
Oh, that's an unflattering place for your camera to freeze. Hopefully we didn't lose Nick, because I want him to talk real quick about his book before we let him go. Nick, you're frozen. Hopefully you're here.
Nick, apologizing made you freeze up. Don't ever apologize for anything ever again. That's the lesson.
Never apologize.
And apparently the other lesson is, if you're old and you did a lot of drugs, your reward is not serving time.
There it is. There's the book.
There it is. Excellent.
So you were caught up. You were froze up there for a few minutes. Nick's new book that just got published. Did you keep this as good of a secret, or do you just not tell me things? Because I didn't even know you were writing a book until I saw the book was released.
So I wrote the book before it was sold to the publisher. Wild Blue Press. They're amazing. They're known for their amazing work in true crime books, and so very happy to partner up with them for my first book called The Delphi Murders: The Quest to Find the Man on the Bridge, and it's available now on Amazon. It's the best description of the book is on the first page here. I'll read this to you. My apologies. It's on the second page, but the forward says, portions of this book were written in real time before the arrest of Richard Allen. This murder investigation was nearly 6 years active before charges were filed. Here in these pages, you will find the timeline, the facts, and one man's thoughts, observations, and obsessions with an American murder investigation. This tragedy was never far from my heart. So, that's nice. That's a great summary of the book, and it's available now on Amazon. You can just search the Delphi Murders or search Nic Edwards, Nic Edwards, and it will pop right up. It's available paperback, hardback, and big time sales on Audible as well.
Yeah.
And I was honored that the great Kevin Pierce, who's done
so good.
Yes, he's well known in the business, one of the best in the business, especially when it comes to true crime books.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was very honored that Kevin Pierce was willing to narrate the book for me on Audible. And that, to me, I mean, that was so flattering to hear that he was going to do it. It told me that not that I know that it's a good book, but other people do as well.
And I can speak firsthand. I ordered, as I do with all my friends' books, I ordered the hard copy, which I'll never read because I don't read. And then immediately also bought it on Audible, and I listened to the whole thing over the course of 2 days. And it's phenomenally well written. I love there are chapters where Nick gets like deep into the weeds on different suspects. For example, that the guy in Colorado with the hatchet on like when that story came out and I never heard anything else about it, I've been for years of like, what the hell ever happened to that guy? Like there's a whole chapter dedicated to him and what happened there. The book is absolutely amazing. I do need to, because, and you had texted me and told me that there was a mix up when they put out the audiobook where it was like chapters 15 and 18. There was an issue. And when I listened to the version that I had downloaded, chapters in 15 and 18 were the same chapter. And I don't know if I got 15 and not 18 or 18 and not 15.
So you got 18 and not 15, and they were able to correct that, I believe, like 3 days after it came out. Yeah. So if you delete it from your device and then upload it again, it's correct. What they did was they doubled up on chapter 18, and chapter 15 was missing. So if you were one of the people that bought it in the first day or two and listened to it that weekend, it's a little confusing because I'm talking about Richard Allen being in cuffs, and then I'm not talking about him being arrested. So it jumps a little bit, but you don't have to buy it twice. You can just delete it from your device and upload it again, and it's fixed. But I hope everybody checks out the book. It's doing well, and lots of great feedback on it. So I'm excited that it's doing so well. And so if your viewers, I'm so used to saying listeners, Bob,
right?
But if your viewers need something to read, go get The Delphi Murders, The Quest to Find the Man on the Bridge by Nic Edwards. If you want something great to listen to, get it on Audible. If you want something else great to listen to True Crime Garage podcast. It's free. And listen to Bill Huffman's show, Who Killed. It's free as well.
All that stuff.
And you're still on that show right now.
Right. I'm still on. Okay. I need to speak to Bill. Bill's like, he's sitting there like, man, I got stuff to do, Nick. You didn't tell me this.
Double booked.
If it's any testament to how good this book is, when I had the version that had chapter 18 twice, I listened to chapter 18 both times. Because I kind of figured out this is the end of it. Nick, we'll let you guys want to read it. We had one super chat come in for you that I wanted to point out. And Liz S says, sweet angle. This is like FaceTiming with my dad. So congratulations on that.
Her father sounds like he's a very handsome, intelligent,
very technologically adept, great guy. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nick, hey man, thanks for dropping in. We'll let you get back to your other interview. It was good to see you. The book's awesome.
Yeah. Have me on again. I appreciate it.
We'll definitely
Congrats,
do that.
Nick.
Hey, thanks so much.
Yep. See you later.
Bye.
Nice. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Mr. Nic Edwards.
That's got to be a first. Have I ever been streaming or even just recording with someone who's also doing another show at the same time?
No, that was a first for me, too.
That was amazing.
That was great. And I told him when we were going to do it. I was like, hopefully he ran that by name. So you got the Audible book. Have you listened to it yet?
No, I haven't listened to it yet. I'm at that place where my membership is about to re-up at the beginning of June, and I had 6 credits left. So I was like, which doesn't make sense because I'm sure the credits just roll over. But for me, it's like an excuse because I really I get stingy about using my credits for the last couple of months before it rolls over because I'm like, I'm going to run out of credits before my membership re-ups. And so I just did I just got 3 or 4 books with the credits I had left. And now they're just sitting in a queue waiting for me to listen to them, which is a very exciting feeling.
That's awesome. And you're going to love it. And what Keith Do you know the do you know you're in the VO world? Do you know that
Yeah, he does
author?
Kevin Pierce, he does a bunch of stuff. And that you do get when you listen to a bunch of audiobooks, you do sort of start getting like there are certain I listen to a lot of British audiobooks, and so there are like certain like women in their 20s and 30s that I'm always excited when I see their name come up that they're narrating it because you get to know that voice and you're like, "Oh, I love their take. Like I love the way they narrate."
Well,
And
I
he's
know that
definitely
I've
one of those
heard
favorites for
Kevin
people.
Pierce before
Yeah.
because his voice. Because I was hoping to hear Nick, and it wasn't. I was disappointed at first, and then I'm like, oh, this guy like his voice has a very like Robert Stack kind of feel
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
phenomenal.
a good comparison.
And if you're watching this on replay, I'll put in the description links to get Nick's book in there, and also I'll put in there's the family for the case we were just talking about. They have a petition up. Last I saw, there was like 6,000 signatures on it to try to stop. I just read another article from the Attorney General that said that there's nothing they can do to stop him from being
Right.
released. And I doubt there is because I think it sounds like they must have in the rules in Oklahoma that you get credit for good time, they call it, where
Right.
basically every day that you're in prison and you do and you behave yourself, they give you
Yeah.
another day off of your sentence. But that case is absolutely tragic from
Yeah,
beginning
no
to
kidding.
end, and so it's frustrating, obviously, that he's getting out. But for me, because of all the cases we've worked, the one we're working right now in Pinion Pines with Robert and Christian and Jesse Eldridge that's still in prison, and the 20 years that Kenny Snow was in, and Ed, it's like
It's
it's like how can these guys who are so clearly innocent
I know.
lose so much of their lives, and this guy who did something so horrific and admitted to it spent and by the way, less than 3 years in prison. When they gave him his 10-year sentence, he had been in the county jail for 2 years awaiting trial, and they gave him credit for that.
Right.
So then once he was convicted, he went to prison for less than 3 years. It's terrible.
Whew. Yeah, that's shocking. Which, by the way, my application to visit Robert and Christian got approved.
Mine too. Yeah, B just texted me last night and said that Robert let her know that mine got approved. I don't know when I'm going to make it out there to do it. I'm hoping that we can arrange something where I can fly out to California and we can go see them together. I'm pretty excited about that.
That is exactly what I hope also.
Yeah, that'll be awesome for
Really
you
cool.
Truth and Justice people, which is probably most of you. Hopefully we're going to be able to go actually meet them in person. Super excited about that. And we're going to wrap this thing up here in just a couple of minutes, unless we have any super chats that come in for anybody that want to chat. And also, I do want to know, what your guys' thoughts were on the kittens.
Alexis was playing catch up because she started the live late, so she was looking, and she thinks had the same thought I did, which is like, what is that over on the left past what I assume is a yellow flower?
Year?
What is that? Well, that's the yellow
appears...
flower, and then the thing you just hovered over before that. What is that? It looks like something.
Well, it could be some sort of dead animal. Knowing that
I guess that's most likely.
Yeah, it could be because you'll know
it just looks organic in a way that it looks like an animal in a way that none of the other detritus looks like an animal to me.
Yeah, it's very likely that that's what that is.
Right.
But I'm really trying to. I was worried.
I forgot this wasn't live. I forgot that and I was like, wait, something's happening.
When I was originally watching the video, I was worried that these over here might be like dead or something because they would seem. But now I see they are moving.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we clearly have two here, and over here,
I hope everybody's alive.
Looks like a gray and black one, and a black. I think we're looking at 4. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
But is that 3? Is that 1, 2, 3?
Oh, I thought that was. Oh no, it is. I think that is 3. Yeah, I see 3 heads. Yeah, there's 3 heads there. Oh. Then there's this little guy moving over here.
There's 3.
And then there's
4, 5.
It might be.
As adorable.
I hope they're all alive. Now you've scared me that they're having the trauma of.
Look here. Look at the ones on the right when I first start moving this. Look.
Oh yeah, everybody moved.
They're wiggling.
I think everybody did move. Yeah.
It appears that maybe this is a head, and this one is straddling that one's head.
Yeah, that sounds normal from what I've seen of all kittens and puppies. Yeah.
Truthfully, as much as I love and how adorable kittens are, I was really hoping hoping for 3 cats because I
Well,
have to find
sure. That's
homes
less
for
to find homes for, of
all of these
course.
kittens. Schaefer
Oh,
James.
Schaefer. Oh, Schaefer. Okay. Boy, I have a lot of books. What are you, Schaefer, what are you in the mood for? Like, are you mostly into true crime stuff? Are you into fiction? Are you into like detective fiction? I have a lot going on.
By
So
the
you
way,
tell me.
Kelly Jernigan says she believes there is
Five
5
and a
and a
dead
dead
rat.
rat. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 kittens. I think that's what we're looking at is
Oh,
total
Jim
of
says
5.
our dance reminds him of combo number 5.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to check that out.
Listen, I know that in your super chat, Schaefer, you didn't ask, and by the way, that hurts my feelings that you only care about Janice. But I'm gonna zip through my Audible library here
Oh, okay.
because I got it handy. Right now, I am listening to A Confederacy of Dunces, which was by John Kennedy Toole, and that was a recommendation by Damien Eccles. He and I were talking. I'm a huge Christopher Moore fan.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you're familiar with
Wait,
any
what
of his
is it
work.
again? I was reading the chat, sorry.
Well, I'm a Christopher Moore fan who does a lot of satirical things. Like one of
Uh-huh.
my favorite books of all time is Lamb, which is like he does a lot of like he does other stuff too, but like historical fiction. So it's the story of Jesus that are missed in the Bible. So like there's like the first 3 years of his life, and then it jumps to like he's 33 years old, and
Right.
it's the story of what happened. But it's all complete. It's like Jesus and his best friend Biff.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it.
it's hysterical. And Damien
Got
also is a fan
it.
of Moore, so he recommended A Confederacy of Dunces to me, which I
Oh,
believe is kind
sure.
of a
Yeah.
classic. Are you familiar
Yeah,
with it?
it's definitely a
I'm in the middle of
classic.
that. Just finished the Audible original Meat Eaters Campfire Stories. None of you guys will like that. And then, of course, The Delphi Murders by Nick. I'm also listening to the Upright Citizens Brigade Comedy Improv Manual.
That's right. I should listen to that because I have to teach a class soon. And I was like, do I remember how to do this?
Fatty Fatty Boom Boom, our friend Robbie Shoutry. Just
Got it. Love it.
And then I listened to Children on the Hill, which is a recommendation by my wife, kind of a thriller mystery type thing by Jennifer McMahon.
Okay.
Some of these are my son's who does weird things like gets archaeology, some garbage he's listening to. Oh, Sonam Obsessian. I have the world's worst assistant. That's Conan O'Brien's assistant. She wrote a book, hilarious. Christopher Moore's latest, Razzmatazz, an anthropology book by my idiot kid. Tom Segura's I Play Alone. That's me. Shakespeare of Squirrels, another Christopher Moore.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to stop, but I'm just going through this as I'm going through all these, thinking, man, I'm so upset that I'm done with all these.
Yeah, I understand that.
Outdoor Kids in an Inside World by Stephen Ranella. Again, you guys probably wouldn't care about that, but I really enjoyed that one. The Alchemist, I believe that was
Okay,
Bella.
shut up, because it's 9:00 and I'm supposed to give Schaefer at least some. Right? Aren't I?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't ask me at all, as a matter of fact, for any
That's
of
right.
mine.
Definitely recommend Devil in the Grove, Gilbert King's book. Fantastic. That's a biography.
Downloaded these as
I
you're
love
talking
all of
about them.
Kate Atkinson's books. Those are just wonderful, sort of mysteries, but interesting. The Jackson Brody stuff that she writes, Kate Atkinson. I love Anthony Horowitz's, all of his books, his adult books. I guess he does like the Percy Jackson books too, but all of his books with his main guy are fantastic. They're so good and so meta and so weird. If you listen to Crime Writers On, you probably know a lot of these because Rebecca and I have very similar taste in books. I just did Toby Ball's book club yesterday with Jillian Pensavalli and Rebecca and Toby and me talking about Motor Spirit by Jarrett Kobek. That is about the Zodiac, and it's really interesting. And then in his follow-up book, he fully finds the Zodiac. 100% has identified the actual Zodiac. It's kind of a big deal.
Wait, who's book?
His name's Jarrett Kobek, and he wrote this during the quarantine. He fully found the actual Zodiac. Like, he has found him. He refuses to say that it is, because he's not one of those people that's like, I did find him, it's him. He's like, I'm just, this is what I found. Please don't come at me. And we read the book and we're like, oh no, that's the Zodiac. Like, he has solved this mystery. It's extraordinary. Trailed was a true crime book I really, really, really liked a lot by Catherine Miles. That's Catherine, like Kathryn Miles. wrote about the unsolved murders of these two women who went hiking together. It's a really, really good book. I've listened to that one twice. What else? I listened to a book that Dr. Shiloh recommended to me by Mark Follman, Follman, called Trigger Points. It's about the work that's being done to try to prevent mass killings, to prevent active shooting stuff. I also have Catherine Schweitz's book about the same thing. Her book is called Stop the Killing. You can also listen to the free podcast that covers some of that stuff as well. And then I just downloaded Season of the Witch, which is about San Francisco in the 60s and 70s that Toby Ball has been reading and says it's fantastic because I love anything about
I just
San Francisco.
downloaded on your recommendation,
Sorry.
Devil in the Grove, because I love Gilbert King. And does he narrate Devil in the Grove?
No, someone else does, but I love his voice. I would have been perfectly happy
too.
for it to be him. Yeah.
Tony, thank you so much for the super chat with the little there's our lemon and lime again.
Did you answer Tiffany's super chat about Nick's case name?
Oh, did I miss one?
The one that we were talking about.
What was Nick's case name? Ronnie. If you Google Ronnie Busick,
Or Busick.
Busick. Let me pull that back up here.
Busick.
And the four victims.
Which it might be under that for the True Crime Garage thing. It might be under Amanda.
I think it's the original one. Is because when the girls were missing as the missing girls in Welsh because the town was Welsh.
Right.
But they are the victims were Danny and Kathy Freeman were the adult victims that were shot to death inside the house. And then Ashley Freeman was their 16-year-old daughter, and she was having a sleepover with her friend Lauria. Gosh darn it, what is her last name? Damn it, I can't remember her last name, and it's not on this. It's the one that. Shit. Anyway, Lauria was the Bible, Lauria Bible. I knew it was something simple like that. But yeah, if you look through their archives, they say so. Tiffany, if you go to True Crime Garage, I had just listened to it at the gym this morning. Their episode from Monday or Tuesday this week is about this case, and at the beginning of it, they give you the episode numbers for the other episodes where they have covered this case. Because again, there was back in 2017. This happened in '99, by the way. In 2017 is when they did an episode while she was still missing, while the girls were still missing, and then they did one after the arrest, and then another one this week. So that's all coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And Maya, thank you so much.
Tony and Schaefer and Maya.
Yeah,
I just typed your names into, but thank you.
Very sweet.
And
thank you guys so much.
And I love that pair. I love that pair with the little sweatband on his head.
Yeah, that's the
love
best.
It.
All right. Well, thank you guys all so much. If you guys don't have anything else, I think we're going to wrap things up for this week. And do you know, as of right now, do you have any travel plans or anything on Monday?
No. Monday I am good. I have therapy at 9:30.
Is that for the ankle thing?
No, it's for my heart.
Your heart. That kind
it's
of
for
therapy.
It's for my emotions.
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing here.
We are if we do 8:00 again. By the time I get to Suzanne, I'm gonna be like, I got nothing, lady.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Bob and the viewers all just.
But I can do later too if we want. If you want me to try to find someone on the West Coast, we can figure out doing something later. But I definitely have time on Monday for sure.
Okay. Well, we will pay attention to our social
Monday.
media. We'll put it out if we're going to do it in the morning like this or whenever. I always feel bad about doing it. This is a very convenient time for me because 11 in the morning is right before kind of a lunch break anyway. It is, however, 8:00 in the morning for Janet, which really should be flip-flop because, again, I'm wearing my gym clothes and you have the adult responsibility and wherewithal to take a shower and comb your hair and put on makeup and your mother's shirt and things like that.
That's right.
Before we come on the show. So it's all right. You know what? Successful people, they get up early. Is that
it?
Yeah, they get right after it.
That doesn't mean the successful people want to. And also, I'm super ready to feel successful. When's that going to happen?
Listen, you know what's going to happen?
Woo!
As soon as all these people hit the like button, that's what's going to happen. So you
That's
guys can
right.
really help us out a lot. We love doing this. We will do this more if more people are. And actually, we've already, I'm impressed with the number of people who've been watching these. But hit the like
know.
button.
I mean,
share about
we
it.
advertised none for this one
We're
except
the
for
worst business
whatever
people
we
ever.
said. Did you post it on the on the Truth and
On
Justice
the-
Facebook?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Oh man.
I did that. Danielle Townsend, thank you so much. You have been super chatting every time we've done anything. And so that's very sweet of you. Thank you. We appreciate it very much. And I'm glad you enjoyed it because I enjoyed it.
No, we
This
love
is
it. We were saying like
100%
if we
favorite part of
could
my day.
drop 6 other things that we have to do, we would.
Yes.
But I don't know. Yeah. It's funny. I mean, and it is really
get
funny.
this-
Like it's Brandon, when we were driving home, he's like, I'm so sorry you had to miss the after party. I was like, I'm not. I got approved to visit Robert and Christian. I don't give a shit about an after party in Hollywood. Like, truly, I was
Yeah.
like, that's not where my happiness comes from. And it was like a really wonderful moment to realize that. I was like, oh my God, my fucking values are in the right place. This is so nice. Like, thank God. Okay, you know?
And as much as I hate to throw you a compliment ever, that is one of the things that I've always loved about Janet so much, is because her heart is truly always in the right place. She makes me feel like a terrible person a lot of the time because she's always just doing the right thing.
No.
But I think something happened out in Hollywood. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember that I remember sending you a text like, "What the fuck is going on with out there?" And I think I followed it up with, "And by the way, I don't lump you in with those Martians, and that's why I am."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's why I'm texting you.
Oof.
Because you obviously live and work in that world, but your heart is always in the right place. I think I might have cried.
I know. Well,
That's,
I've
my
now done
Barbara
that. I
Walters
cried
therapy.
yesterday with Zach. There's
Yep. That gotcha.
doing some constant crying. It's great. Therapy.
Yep, good therapy. All right.
I
with
got to
that,
go fire
let's
my
wrap this thing up.
therapist.
I'm
No,
gonna close
no
out
longer
the-
needed.
the
Okay.
live chat. Yeah, that's right. Thank you guys all. We love all of you in the chat so much. And again, please make sure you like the video, tell your friends, everybody. And hey, you don't have to tell your true crime friends, because as you're realizing, True Crime Live, very little about
Yeah.
true crime.
It's some friends hanging out, and true crime has not come up at least once in every single one of these, and we've had some cool guests.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And we have more coming for you next week. Terry G, thank you so much. And we
Thanks,
love you
y'all.
too.